Hello, I'm going to clean my thing. Hello to those watching the replay. Welcome to this video today, which is about one of my favorite topics, which is mindset. This is about the powerful mindset required when you want to lose weight. And actually, of course, when you want to obtain or have anything you want, right? Our mindset is really what does it. We can know what to do. We can have the recipes. You can have all the kitchen equipment. You can do all of those kinds of things, right? But if your mindset isn't right, you're not going to achieve it. Or even if you achieve it, it's not going to stick. You're going to go right back to the old habits, patterns, and behaviors unless your mindset is right. So that's what we're talking about today. Hello to those who are jumping on. When you come on, say hello. I'd love to know who's watching. Say hello to me. And if you're new, if this is your first time watching me live, I'd also love to say hello to you. So let me know it's your first time. Just going to go to the Facebook group here. Hello, Erica. How are you doing? Facebook group here. I thought I was in it, but I was in the wrong Facebook group. I was in my program group, 6-week program group. Okay. Are you guys ready? I just wrote out 5. Hi, Tanya. Well, nice to have you here. Welcome to the group. Happy you're here. How did you find out about me? Did you find me on YouTube or did you find me on Facebook somehow? I have 5 pages. 5 pages. I mean, these are written big so I can actually read them. But this is such an important topic, and I'm so happy you guys are here watching it. And if you're watching the replay, make sure to say hello also. And let me know if you have any comments or questions, because this is a big one. And don't be afraid to, both actually, great. And don't be afraid to kind of be really honest and say, you know what, I've tried that, blah, 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 you know. Because some things can trigger you. You can be, I know, because when I'm building my business, I do a lot of mindset work also. So I relate some of these things to myself also, right? I have healthy eating done, easy. Weight loss, I can do it with no problem. But that's me. That's my area of genius. That's what I find easy, right? Other people find things easy that I find really hard, that I can't wrap my head around sometimes. And so it's always about us working like, okay, I'm never going to give up on this. My 5th page is my best page, my 5th page of notes. So I'm just going to start with a couple things that I have written on my last page of notes, because these are really crucial, right? There is no end date. There's no end date. You do it until. You never give up on yourself. You take full responsibility for you, and you enjoy the process. Those are some of the big things that will stall people. They don't like the process. They're forcing themselves to do things that they don't like to do. Oh, hi, Janet. That they don't like to do, right? So then the whole process, hi, Kate, so nice to have you. So then the whole process of this losing weight, eating cleaner, eating healthier becomes a drag, becomes something they want to avoid. Hi, Alice, all of those things. That's not going to work for you. So my last page, there is no end date. That means you don't have to do it within a certain amount of time when it comes to weight loss. If you do that to yourself, you're going to be disappointed, right? Never give up on yourself. That means because you haven't achieved it in 2 weeks, 1 month, 6 months, you're not going to give up on yourself. And let go of being the victim and blaming outside circumstances. That's a really big one too. It's like, well, I would have achieved this if, well, because so-and-so, I can't. Because I have kids at home. Because my husband doesn't eat the types of foods I eat. All of those things, right? That is blaming things outside of yourself. And that keeps you in not really getting the results. It actually gets you out of your responsibility for yourself. That was the last page of notes. Okay, we're starting with page number 1 for this mindset part, which is so crucial. Okay. Why, if you're working towards weight loss, and I don't mean that my program's all about health, you guys. I am not somebody who thinks that weight loss is all, but that's how I started in midlife, right? In midlife, yes, I had, like perimenopause, I had symptoms of memory problems, fatigue, stress, too much stress, emotional ups and downs, digestive problems, all of those things, right? But when the weight gain started to happen, and I couldn't do anything about the weight coming on, even though what I was doing used to work before, right? So what I used to do wasn't working anymore when having to do with the weight in perimenopause. That's when I was like, okay, I need to change something big time. I need to change this. Because I decided at that moment, right? So it's really a decision that you decide, no, I'm going to change something to make this happen. I'm deciding not. And it doesn't mean that I think skinny is better or anything like that. I actually don't like my body. I actually think my legs are far too skinny. I have a flat butt. I don't look good in dresses, all of these things. So I have body images too. So what I'm talking about is just purely, I know what it's like when you get that midlife belly, when you get that midlife waist and it's growing and you can't find anything that works, and it's frustrating because your body is changing. It's so much more than just a little bit of weight gain. It's this whole realization, oh my God, there's something that I can't control, right? I used to be able to have a handle on this. Now I don't. And then it's also your physical body as women is a big part of us. Society has really, really led that, right? We see somebody who's slimmer, whatever, as fitter and healthier, even though they may not be. We think that someone slimmer and whatever is has confidence, right? That they are attractive, that men are going to find them more attractive, and that's crazy, right? It doesn't mean you have confidence. It doesn't mean you love yourself. It doesn't mean you would love yourself, because we know so many thin models, actresses or whatever, who don't love themselves, who are not happy with themselves, who don't love their life, who are very miserable, who are not confident, right? So body image doesn't matter your size, guys, because I have big body image things. So let's just get rid of that. We do want to learn to love ourselves as we are. And that's one of these points that I have given, okay? So when you decide, okay, I'm deciding I want to lose some weight because my pants are not fitting good, I'm feeling uncomfortable, I'm feeling bloated, I don't want to get bigger, right? I want to end this because I'm afraid that I'm going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. What if I can't stop this? All of these things, right? So very valid. Good for you, wanting to make some changes. Then it's like, okay, why do I want this? And those why need to be pretty big, as in it can't just be because I want to wear my size 10 pants again or size 5 pants again or whatever they are, right? Because that's not enough. It's got to be, well, if I could wear that size pants again, how would I think I would feel? How do I want to feel? I want to feel confident. Well, we just talked about that. Confidence has nothing to do with your weight, even though we truly believe it does. Because there are skinny people who are not confident. If weight loss or skinny or slim, I hate the word skinny, hate it. I get called that a lot, so please know that I'm using that because I used to get, and I still do get called that. And I don't really like it. Slim does not equal confidence. Losing weight does not equal confidence. It doesn't. Losing weight does not equal all of a sudden you will love yourself as a person. No. But I get it. You will be happy that you were able to achieve something you wanted to achieve. So that's where the focus is, right? I am working towards, why do I want this? And if it is not connected to health and independence and freedom in the future, then it's not big enough, right? How do I want to feel? I want to feel like a person who I know that I'm taking the best care of my body that I can. And that doesn't matter how many pounds I weigh, right? That doesn't matter what size of clothes I wear. That's not related. So it's actually not related. What's related is I'm going to feel good about myself. I can feel good about myself now, and I will feel good about myself then. Right now, I'm deciding that I want to clean up my eating, feel better, internally, external, look better, right? So we can decide all these things, but it's like a deeper thing of, because then I get to be the best I can be. So it shouldn't, like if it has a weight attached, well, that weight, you may never get there. So then are you going to feel completely disappointed, right? So it's like, what do I really want to feel? What do I want to think about myself? How do I want to feel about myself, right? I want to trust myself to know that I like eating healthy and I am taking care of my body and I am realizing that I'm the most important person to take care of. I know that my body is the most important thing that I can take care of in this life. And that also means that each person has that same responsibility. You're not taking away someone else's time. Like by you taking care of you as number one and thinking about that, you're not taking that away from anybody else. They get to think of themselves as number one also. Please, I'm not talking about the elderly who have dementia or anything, or kids that need to be taken care of. You know what I'm talking about, right? So don't feel that you taking care of yourself and deciding that you want health, wellness, vibrant energy, a feeling of confidence that you know you're doing the best for your body and that your future, you're doing the best to ensure a healthy, happy future for yourself. If that includes losing the weight, then great. But no matter what that scale says, that's what you're working towards. See what I mean? So it's the feeling and what you've actually achieved. I'm achieving. I'm improving myself every day. I love myself now, and that's why I'm choosing to do this. I love myself. I love my body. I'm choosing to treat it good. And that's part of what we're going to talk about today, is what happens when you don't think that way. Right? So what do you expect when you do lose the weight? What do you think is going to be there for you? What magic do you think is going to happen, right? So for some people, again, it's like, I believe that when I lose the weight, I will be confident. I will be happier. I will be more attractive. I will feel more attractive. I'll feel sexy again. I won't be embarrassed to take my picture. I won't feel like I need to hide. Right? All of those things. So all of those things are feelings you have where you are now. But there's women out there who may be the same size you are now, and they're completely confident and they completely love themselves and they don't care. They'll go on camera. They'll take their pictures. They feel extremely sexy. Do you see what I mean? It does not have to do with your weight. It's how you think about your weight and your body that matters. So when you're working towards weight loss, the number one thing is, how do I choose to feel about myself and my body now and always? So now I feel this. I love myself. I respect myself. I love my body. I love myself. Therefore, I'm choosing to. Big difference, right? Therefore, I'm choosing to not, oh my God, I'm so fat. I hate myself. This big roll. And I know I felt this. I get it. I don't want to be like this. This is terrible. I feel so ashamed. I feel like it's hopeless. I feel like it's helpless. You see the difference? From that space, that not liking your body, not being happy with yourself, that's a negative space to be in. And that's where your focus is. When your focus is there, that's where you will stay. That's where you will be. Because what you focus on expands. So the more you focus on your big belly, the more your big belly is going to be there. Because you're focusing and the universe is thinking, oh, she wants that. Okay, what she focuses on, she wants. What she focuses on, she wants. She's telling me she's got a fat belly, so I need to keep her belly fat. Because that's what she keeps saying every day. I have a fat belly, I have a fat belly. Well, you eat. Yes, you do. Right? So it's a way of coming, okay, so coming from a place of love and acceptance of yourself now and not beating yourself up and deciding, I love myself now. But I'm choosing something different. I'm choosing to work on myself as in to feel better, right? often when our clothes don't fit well or when we put on a lot of weight, we have this understanding that it's not healthy, right? That, well, I'm probably not eating the right foods for one, so therefore that's not good, right? I don't have as much energy as I would like, so that's not good. So you have all these things, right, that you need to look at and decide, oh, right, those are things that I will be improving and I'm choosing to improve also. It's not just about the weight. Because when the focus is just on the weight and that weight doesn't come down, you will be so disappointed. And you'll feel like you failed. So here you are going about eating healthy, doing all the right things, but then 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever, the weight doesn't come down. You get on the scale and the weight is the same. Right? And then you feel defeated and you feel frustrated and you feel like giving up and you feel like nothing's going to work and you feel like I'm a loser then. I'll never figure this out. The problem is you're missing all the things you are doing. All the wonderful things that you are doing for your body and that you are doing the right thing, right? And I mean, sometimes we're not, right? But you are at least doing something and you're trying and you're working on something and you're discovering and you're, trying new recipes. Maybe you've hired a coach. Maybe you're trying a program, right? Any of that. Maybe you're exercising, right? There's nothing wrong with what you're doing right now. As then you should feel good about yourself. You just haven't found what works yet. And also, when you are eating healthier, when you are moving your body in a good way, you're doing good stuff for the inside of you, your cells, your body, right? The nutrients you're eating. You're becoming a healthier person. You're having more energy. But when you refuse to look at those things and you keep so focused on just the weight, that's where you ruin it. That's when you keep, it's not working. No matter what I do works. Obviously, this healthy eating doesn't work because you're only expecting the weight loss. I'll give you a clue. Healthy eating works. There is no way that eating healthier doesn't work. But we're not talking just about weight loss. Right? Healthy eating is good for you. So good. I'm doing something that's really good for me. Wonderful. The weight still hasn't come off the scale. Okay. But I'm doing something that's great for me. And that's what's important. It's about I'm choosing this until I'm not going to give up. Because if I give up healthy eating, that doesn't even make sense. Well, for sure, it's not going to get better. 100% it's not going to get better. If you quit 100%, you're not going to get anywhere. But if you keep going, there's a good chance you're going to go somewhere and get somewhere, right? And get some results. Really good chance. So why do you keep choosing no? You keep choosing, yes, I'm working. It's working. It's working. It's working. It's working every day, right? So it's about that every day you wake up and you commit to yourself again and you decide that this is what you're working on again, that this is it. This is my life. My life includes me taking really good care of me. My life includes me having time for myself. My life includes me setting up powerful, loving boundaries. My life includes nurturing and taking care of myself. So you decide that every day. Now, what gets in the way of you deciding that? Do you guys want to comment on that? Like, so if I said, what gets in the way? What do you think is the main reason why you haven't been able to lose the weight if that's what you're working on? Or you haven't stuck with something consistently? Put it in the comments below. What do you think that, and it's okay, no judgment, no, honestly, and there's a million reasons, so there's not only one answer. So what do you think the reason is that you haven't been able to achieve it yet? Let's just hear some of the reasons, okay? Post them in the comments below. I'm going to look at my other notes. Tanya. Ah, good one, Tanya. Putting others first, not myself. Absolutely. Keep posting, you guys. Too busy, not enough time. Perfect. That Kip Payne family doesn't want me to eat. Ooh, doesn't want to eat healthy. That's a good one. Nice to see you, Alice and Sherry. They are in my 6-week program. Alice just lost weight. How much did you lose, Alice? 7 pounds already? Yeah, anybody else have any comments? Post them below. What do you think, Erica? Hormones, yeah. Oh, Miriam's here too. Excellent. Yes, hormones is one, yes. Absolutely. As you can see, there's many reasons why. Continue to post, you guys, if you have more. There's many reasons why we're like, oh, I don't think it's happened because, right? So I love the honest ones, putting others first and not myself. Really good. Too busy. Perfect. Blaming, I'm saying family, right? Saying family. So those are some things that is so common. So common. Janet. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't worked with you, Janet. So that's, I'd have to see how you eat. Kate, healthy eating helps, but healthier thinking gives me breakthroughs. So good. Love that. Come on, say it. Working full time. Okay. So let's look at some of these reasons why people, say they can't lose weight. Now, what I want to say is, for sure, women have it harder now, as in they're trying to do too many things. They're working crazy hours, still having responsibilities at home, maybe husband, maybe kids, having to do things, doing all the appointments, like just everything. It's too much. It's too much. So what our society, working too many hours. Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm for sure. Our society has led us into living a life where work is the most important thing. Because work pays the bills so we can afford to live. So we're working to live, but our quality of life is going downhill and our health is going downhill. So our work was never number one for me. I'm going to tell you right now. Never. But that's me. I was a rebellious, right? I'm living my life the way I want to live my life. I don't care about you guys. So I worked always, and I still work, obviously. But my health is number one, and my healthy eating is number one. So it's a choice that your work is number one, no matter what you say. And I know this is going to trigger a lot of people. Okay? The reality is, work to you is a high value. It's a high core value. And it's something that's very, very important to you. And that started from conditioning when you were young. Maybe you became a single mother and you had to support your kids. Totally. So I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, know that that's what's happened, right? That is what's happened. Now, I was a single mom. I worked full time. I still ate healthy. I had time to go to the gym. My job wasn't crazy hours, but I wouldn't have taken a job that was crazy hours. I would not have done it. So my true belief in my life is I don't need to have crazy hours because I won't, because I choose healthy eating and living. So therefore, the jobs I have will be, like, and I worked 40 hours, like I worked a regular, right, 40-hour week, full-time, having a daughter. So I just chose that for myself. And I didn't ever believe that I couldn't do it, right? So much is belief, what we attract, right? What we choose for ourselves. Work is necessary for me too, Sherry. Always was. Always was. Yeah, totally. And it is triggering, very triggering, yes. So no matter what, it's what we choose, right? There were times, so when I worked full time and I had my daughter, and then I'd go to the gym right after work. I'd go to the gym too. She'd go to the daycare at the gym. I'd get home, I'd go grocery shopping after, then we'd prepare our meal. I'd get her settled. I would prepare my meal for the next day. It could be 9:30 at night. I was making my meal for the next day. Because that's what I did every single day. And I went to the gym and I worked full time. So but someone else may choose other things to do in the evening, or you choose to work extra hours You choose to believe that you must work extra hours, right? My belief is no, 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 no. Maybe sometimes, but I'm not going to do that because I can't. In other words, I can't. That's not in my reality, right? When you accept it as your reality and you think that there's nothing else you can do, it will be a reality and there will be nothing else. So it's about, again, making choice. And I worked with a client through this. She ended up changing her reality and her work life because she began to open up to possibilities that change was available, that she did not have to do what she was doing. And she did. And her whole life changed. It was very cool. But it's so cool to know, oh my goodness, I've accepted this, right? I've done this and accepted this. I've made the choices. And now here is where I am. So because of the choices I made, here is where I am. So I need to make different choices to have something different. And you start small, right? You can start making changes, choices differently. So let's say on the weekends, you would be, oh, my weekends are now committed also to doing some healthy food prep and buying some of the healthy ingredients. My evenings, I'll just half an hour before in the evening, it takes no time more than a half an hour, you guys, to get your lunch ready. Let's just be honest, right? Half an hour to get your stuff ready for the next day. And in my programs, I kind of teach you how to do that, how to do it fast. And Sherry's in my program. And Sherry, we are going to cover that. I kind of have, but we're going to cover more about that, how you can do it quite quickly to have your healthy food ready for the next day. And so it's right. It's about your choosing boundaries, choosing to put yourself, and what is your high value? What are your priorities? So if work is priority number one, then where does that leave food, right? Is it even number two, right? So why you're where you are is because of what your number one priority is, right? So my number one priority was always health and wellness and taking care of myself. That doesn't mean you don't work. It doesn't mean you don't work. I worked. I still work, right? My health is number one. So that means that no matter what, I found time to do that. No matter what. It's like brushing your teeth. You don't leave the house without brushing your teeth. So every day I'm like, I don't leave the house without something to eat. And if I do, I know where I can go to get something healthy. And also, it's not every single day. You don't have to be perfect every day, right? So understanding, oh, right, today I have to go get food somewhere else. I'm not sure, Tanya, why you can't see them. Are you on your computer or your phone? Janet, healthy eating is confusing when you are in this phase because there's so much conflicting information out there. I totally get it. Totally get it. Go under announcements, Janet, in this group, and you will see there's a video series, 3 Keys to Midlife Weight Loss, and you can watch that. Also, I do coaching if you need help. Yeah. Oh my God, I learned so much about prepping foods that are so healthy. Kate's a master at prepping foods. She worked with me for quite a while. Yes. Yeah, so it's really understanding, okay, wow, I have not been putting myself as a priority. I've been putting what as a priority. And you know what? It's fine. Don't beat yourself up. When you are supporting a family of 40, that is where work is, right? But it doesn't mean that everything else goes. It's a choice for you to say, okay, I work, end of story. Don't make a big story out of it. I also choose to take really good care of myself. It doesn't mean you can always exercise, plus work, plus make healthy food all the time, right? It's like, okay, so I'm going to make sure I have healthy food to eat. Then on the weekends, I'm going to do stuff that's fun, exercise in a way that feels good for me. Before I go to bed, I'm going to do some stretching. I'm going to do some relaxing. I'm going to do some deep breathing. All that has to do with wellness, right? It's about choosing to see, okay. Oh, I see what you did, Kate, yeah. And also to know, another thing we're talking about, are you running away from the weight? Or are you running to a healthier body? right? So when you're choosing, I hate this weight, I don't like my belly fat, I want to get rid of it, you're running away from something you don't like. So your focus is always on what you don't want and what you don't like. And there's no carrot. Like you want a carrot in a way ahead of you. Like I'm moving towards a time when I'm going to feel so good about, like feel so energetic and feel so vibrant and have improved health and feel better in my clothes. I'm moving towards that. So when you think of it like that, right, I'm moving towards that instead of I'm moving away from something I hate, because then there's no vision there. There's not something. You need something to move towards. You need a focus. So you need a focus. What are you focusing? And it can't, like I said, can't just be 5 pounds, 10 pounds. It's got to be like a way of living your life. How do you want to feel? How do you want to look? How do you want to live your life? And why so often we get caught in jobs that are too many hours and a life we're not too happy with is because we have not actually focused on what we do desire and work towards that. We're so busy paying attention with what we don't like about what is now. So therefore our focus is on what we don't like right now. So we're not even putting energy into what I desire to have. And I'm going to work towards that always. 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 A day by day, hour by hour, always. I'm moving there. I'm moving there. I'm there, whatever, right? It's like there's no end date. It's not like, oh my God, I just failed. I said in 6 weeks I would do this and I never did it and it didn't work and I'm so disappointed, right? You just shot yourself back. Just shot yourself backwards. It's like, I'm glad that I'm working. I'm glad that I'm feeling better about myself. I'm glad that I'm doing this for myself, for my health and for my life. I want to be independent as I age. I'm going to love being able to go for hikes as I age, and I'm going to improve this. And if I have a sore knee, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get my knee better. I know that by losing some weight, my knee will be better. I'm also going to strengthen it. This is what I desire. This is how I desire to live my life. I see myself living this way, right? So it's that constant direction. You got to tell the universe what you want. You got to tell your body what you want. You got to tell yourself what you want. You need to be led. You need to lead yourself where you want to go. Right? You are responsible. You are the one who gets to lead you where you want to go. So if you're not doing anything about it, if you're just hoping it magically happens, I've done that. I've totally done that. It won't happen. And sometimes we are like that because we've lost focus, we've lost belief, and you lose trust in yourself. If you lose trust in yourself that it's possible, then that's when you give up, right? Well, that's when you give up. Hi, Deborah. Yeah, move. You're always moving forward. You're never going, like, even if you feel you're going backwards, you're not, because you are still in the game. I'm still in the game. You know how many people don't stay in the game? Tons. That's why they don't get the results, because they don't stick with it long enough, right? There's no end. There's no end. You're not going to reach some magic destination because it doesn't end there, right? You keep going. You keep changing within. You keep adjusting your life. So that's what I talked about. What you believe, you will achieve. If you don't believe it, you probably won't achieve it. So then it's working on your belief within yourself. And if you believe you have to, let's say, I believe I have to work out 5 times a week. You know, I know I have this weight. I'm going to have to work out 5 times a week. I'm going to have to eat salads every day forever for the rest of my life. If you believe that's what you have to do, you're going to avoid it. You're going to procrastinate, and you're probably going to sabotage, right? So that's going to get you nowhere. So when you have this goal, you have this thing, okay, I want to lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds. I want to feel this way. I want to look this way. I want my life to be this way. You write it out in detail. Like, I'm serious. Write it all out. This is how I want to live my life. This is how I see myself. This is what I want to do. This is like so clear. This is it. I am not accepting anything less. That's what I did. When I went in to lose that weight, I said, I am not not gaining any more weight. There's no way. I'm only going to lose weight from this day forward. That's end of the story. Completely convinced, completely positive. Absolutely. There is nothing else, right? That's how convinced I was. I was like, no, this isn't happening. No. And so I did whatever it took to get there. And I don't even know how long it took. I stopped worrying about how long it was going to take. I kept focused on it's happening. I'm doing this. Of course I'm going to do this because I'm choosing this. And I know why I want it. Okay, my why was so big. Yeah, it's a process. It's up and down. It's all around. It goes like this. It doesn't mean it's a straight climb at all. Our lives are not a straight climb. Life is like this. So you learn to ride the wave. Oh, I did really good for a while. Ooh, then I had a couple days like this. Then I come back up. Then I had a couple of days like that. Totally fine. Absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with that. You're not failure. You're not going way backwards. No, it has nothing to do with that. It's just like, ooh, this is natural, the way life goes. So know that it's natural and be okay with the waves, but don't stay down in the dips for very long, right? There's not even slipping up. I choose to have French fries. I choose to have potato chips. I choose to have a cider. I choose to have wine. I choose to eat a vegan burger with a bun. I choose it. It's not a setback because I'm choosing it, but I'm not choosing it every day. This is the thing too. You don't choose it every day. You choose it every once in a while. What you choose the most time is eating healthy. And you just say to yourself, I'm somebody who eats healthy consistently. If you tell yourself it's really hard to eat healthy, I'm somebody who doesn't eat good, I never have eaten good, I don't really understand what that is, then that's your identity. That will be truth. It may be where you are now, but you get to change it. I am now choosing to be the person who eats healthy consistently. And consistently does not mean all the time. Not at all. I tell myself I'm absolutely eat healthy consistently, but I still have French fries. I still have potato chips. I still have a cider. I made some little scones with almond flour and blueberries. I still have stuff like that, right? But I have lost the weight. So I chose to do what it takes to lose the weight. Then I choose every day to still eat healthy, but I also get to have foods I love. I feel no deprivation, right? I also chose this. I choose this. This is the way I want to live my life. I don't want to live my life in deprivation. I don't want to live my life. I don't want to give up coffee. I love coffee. I don't want to give up alcohol. I don't drink a lot, but I want to have it when I want to have it, right? So remember, you also get to choose. It's your life. It's your life. Often we think, I have no control. Nothing works. I'm completely out of control. You blame your family. You blame your friends. You blame your work. You blame the environment. You blame the government. You blame whatever. But it's no one's fault. It's only you. But don't be hard on yourself. It's okay. That's being human. That's being human. We are not perfect, right? We are not perfect. Oh, thanks, Tonya. Thank you, girl. We are not perfect. No. We don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. I'm a rebel. I don't even try to be perfect. I think perfect's uncool. Being a rebel, being somebody who always kind of wanted to stood out and be different and was really like happy to be that way, right? No, I do things. I want to live a life I want to live. So how do I want to live my life? And I literally sit down and journal that. And sometimes I don't really know. I'm like, right now, I don't really know. Jesus, like, what am I going to do? What's next for me? I don't even know. But I know that I want to be healthy. I know that I want to be independent. You're not going to see me with walker. You're not going to see me 100 pounds overweight. All of those things. Because I'm not choosing that. I'm not going to choose that. It's like there's so much certainty that when you're really certain about something, it will happen for you. Right? Because you do it. You do what's required to get it. Because that's how much you want it. Right? So it's getting to the point where you decide what you want. And I have clients, seriously, that have decided, oh, I don't want that big weight loss right now. Like, I love the way I feel right now. I'm feeling great. I'm eating really healthy. I'm feeling good. I don't want the stress. I don't want to do this and this and this. No, I'm fine with the way I am now. And this is the way I want to be right now. And I'm really happy with it. Right? Because sometimes our bodies are just that way, and we just like, I'm gonna be happy with my body because I'm doing everything I can to keep it happy, to keep it healthy, for wellness, stress reduction, time for me, loving myself, all of that. That's where the real happiness is. If you work a lot, you try to work out a lot, which stresses your body even more. You won't lose weight, by the way. And then you're forcing yourself to eat foods you don't like, your life is going to be really unhappy. You're not going to stick with it. You're going to try to avoid that. You're going to want, okay, I hate this right now. I don't want to work out like this. I don't like the food I'm eating. And I don't even like my job. So now my whole life sucks, but I got to lose 10 pounds. Right? That won't work. And so when I work with women, what I'm like, no, you have to decide to do it in a way that feels good for you. Then you will stick with it. If you like what you're doing, you'll stick with it, right? If you like the foods you're eating, you'll stick with it. If you like the energy you have, you'll stick with it. If you like the exercise, so it's all about also finding, right? I help women find a way of eating that fits them, who they are in their life. So each person in my program has a different life. Some don't work. Some are retired, some work a lot, some don't work much, some work part-time. And so it's all about, okay, giving them the knowledge of what? The foods, the right foods, because that makes a difference. So when you get the foods right, which is like within 1 or 2 weeks, no problem, easy, super easy. Then you work at, okay, how am I going to incorporate healthy foods consistently into my life in a way that makes it easy? And it's just that, right? If you're used to grabbing food from stores and here and packages and all this, right? That's become your norm, and that's what you see as easy, but the consequences are not good. Okay? That's what happens to society right now. Packaged food, fast food, prepared food, food with preservatives, food with colorings, fake foods, all of this stuff has become huge because people have their work as number one priority. Because I work so much, because I'm too busy, because I don't have enough time, I have to grab food like this. And this food, I need food like this. No, you've chosen to have that type of work. You've chosen to stay in it. You've chosen to not believe there's other possibilities for you. You've chosen to say yes. You've chosen to believe there's no other way. Right? There always is another way. Always, 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 always. Because you get to create your life and you get to create it in a way that you want. And that takes belief, trust, and faith in yourself and a higher power and working towards it again, right? So I worked full time. I worked in a job I did not like. I liked where I worked in Edmonton. I worked for 16 years. I worked in offices for over 20 years, you guys. I didn't like working in an office, but I did because I was raising my daughter, right? So I worked for 20 years in an office, but I chose that work was work. I worked because I made the money, but health was my number one priority. I worked, and yes, so another thing too, I worked to pay the bills, but I wasn't going to work myself to death to live in a house that I had to pay for it, and that was really expensive. You can choose a different choice. The rental market's crazy now, so it is hard right now. Let me tell you, that's for sure. But also you can choose to start an online business. You can choose to, I had to learn an online business. That was huge, huge. And I'm still learning, right? So it's just like, okay, what can I do where I don't have to work for somebody else? What can I do that I can travel and work at the same time? I chose that. And it took me years. And here I am, 57, but I would be 57 anyways if I still worked at an office job. I would still be 57, right? But I'd be just working in an office and not happy at all, right? So remember, we always get to choose. So let's get on to the weight loss, for God's sakes, Diana. Do you trust yourself to do what's required, to do what is required, right? Like, do you trust yourself to be able to continuously eat healthy? And remember, it's not perfect. Do you trust yourself to find some sort of move in your body in a way that you like and that you're going to do it? Do you trust yourself to not give up? And often no. Truly, right? I mean, I never did. In my business now, I felt like giving up so many times, you guys, you have no idea. Miriam, good that you say yes. I felt like giving up my business so many times, you have no idea. But there's nothing else for me. I don't want to do anything else. So I'm like in it. I'm sticking with it, right? It's just like, this is my life. This is what I'm choosing to do. Okay, those things didn't work. Okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? Because I'm not giving up on myself, right? So it's a choice. You don't choose not to give up on yourself. And also know that there's many ways to achieve this weight loss, or this ways of the way of that you want to live, right? It's a choice each day. You get to decide. Okay, so you can even say to yourself, I'm just going to move my body 10 minutes every day in a way that feels good, just to start, get discipline, right? So tomorrow comes and you're like, okay, Diana, 10 minutes, you're going to move your body. What are you going to do? I'll be like, today I was on my rebounder and then I did a little bit of floor exercises. That's what I decided to do. Tomorrow, maybe I'll want to hike, right? So you can choose. Remember, you have the choice. So don't take that choice away from yourself and feel like, well, I can't because. Don't say those things. I worked a long day today. I'm exhausted. So I'm going to, before I go to bed, sit down, do some stretching, do some breathing, calm myself down, reset, calm my nervous system, whatever, right? That's health and wellness. That is health and wellness, right? So every day choosing to take the best care of you, right? And do it no matter what instead of as long as. So I'm choosing to do this, whatever I think I need to do to lose the weight, or I'm going to get help. I'm going to get advice. I'm going to hire somebody to help me, because that saves you a heck of a lot of time. Let me tell you right now. You can try it all on your own, but it's very confusing. So you can hire someone like me or whatever to help you. Then I can get you on the right track fast. And then you begin to get results faster. And you also know I'm on the right track. Because you can waste years being off the right track. That's for sure. So you're going to do it no matter what instead of as long as. I'll do it until I lose the weight. I'll do it as long as I lose 10 pounds. I'm going to do this program as long as because I've had women ask me, well, how much will I lose when I do one of your programs? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I can't tell you how much you're going to lose. I don't even know you. I don't know what you're going to do. Maybe you'll give up, right? Maybe you'll give up halfway through. If you expect to lose 20 pounds in 3 weeks, it's probably not going to happen. So, right? Are you focused on what you have to give up instead of what you will gain? Here is such a crucial one. If you are focused on all the things you have to give up, I have to give up bread, I have to give up dairy, I have to give up scones, I have to give up, what else do we not have? Pasta. Oh my God, I have to give up all the rice. Oh my God, I don't want to do that. Oh, I have to give up my free time. I like my watching TV. I like to watch movies at night. I have to give up all my time, which is totally wrong anyways. You don't have to give up all your time. So if you're focused on that, you won't stick with it. You won't even do it probably. What I was focused on when I was deciding to lose this weight and change the way I ate, because I had digestive problems, I had acid reflux, I had headaches, I had bloating, I had memory problems. I had emotional ups and downs. So my focus was how I wanted to feel. I'm doing all these changes to feel this way. I'm working towards the better. I'm not focusing on what I can't have. So I didn't say, oh my God, I have to give up bread. Oh, this sucks. I don't want to give up bread. This sucks. What am I going to do? Right? I found alternatives, and that's what I show you in my program, that are healthier and gluten-free for sure. So that's what I chose to do, is like, okay, I will find a way, and I'm going to find a way that feels good for me, and I'm going to find a way that tastes good, and I'm going to do it in a way that feels good for my body. And that was how I did it, right? So remember, you always have a choice. It's up to you. It's always up to you. So check in and see if you are saying, I can't because, or it is because, I haven't been able to because. And those are our excuses and our stories, and we use them, and I have them too, and I totally get it. But it's really now you get to understand, wow, that's what I've been doing. Interesting. Okay. So it's time for me now to take responsibility, and it's time for me to stop saying those things to myself. So I still do. I will say, oh my God, I can't, shoot, I don't want to. And I've sent out emails from my email list, 9:30, quarter to 10 at night, practically crying. I hate writing emails. And I'm like, oh my God, I was supposed to write an email today and I didn't. I avoided it all day. And I'll be like, oh, Jesus, I don't want to do this. 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 I sit there and say that literally. I don't want to do this. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And then, I'm like, Diana, seriously? Seriously. You avoided it all day. You're going to do it. You can either complain about it and act like a baby and act like a younger child and write your email in frustration and, all these things. Or you can calm down, Diana, and you can write the email with coming from a loving place and enjoying it and just doing it. And of course, when you do that, everything's better, right? So remember that you're in charge of how you get to feel about something. It's just we believe we don't know how to do that. You can. It's just a practice. That's all. It's just a practice. Okay, let's see page 4. Being resistant to change. When you are resistant to changing, you're like, no, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to change that. No, I'm not going to stop eating that. No, I'm not going to do that. Oh, sorry, but that's not going to happen for me. Right? Just notice if you're doing that. Right? And that is a control thing. That's what I've done. That's what I tend to do. A coach would tell me something, I'd be like, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't like to do that, so I'm not going to do that. Right? But what I've learned over the years is like, oh, okay, interesting. Okay, so you believe that's the right path for me. Okay, let me check in with myself. I don't want to do it that way. Is there another way I can do it to get the result I want? That's the power question to ask. Is there a way I can do it, that I will do it to get the result I want? Write that down. That's the question you want to ask yourself. Okay? Is there a way I can do it, that I will do it, that will get me the results? That's putting yourself back into your power. Then you're empowered instead of being powerless. Okay? You can say that with anything. Remember, it's not all or nothing. It's not about being perfect. Yeah, so true, Kate. Change on the inside is required to change the outside. So when you are not willing to let go of old habits, patterns, behaviors, stories, and excuses, the change on the outside probably won't come. You're holding on to who you were, and who you were created what you have now. If you don't want what you have now, you have to change on the inside. There's no other way it's going to happen. But it can be good. It can be great. It can be better. Don't make a change if you're going to make a change that's worse. Of course, you're going to make things better in your life, right? Every time I broke up with a guy, I was never distraught. Because I'm like, oh, next one's going to be better. Next one's going to be better. Guaranteed. Absolutely. I wouldn't go from this to something worse. I'm unavailable to go to something worse. I'm only moving towards something better, right? That's a belief I have. So if you work on that belief, everything's always getting better. I'm always working towards something better. I can let go of this because something better is ahead of me. And same with the job. If you want to let go of a job, you believe something better is there for you in the future and you work towards something better. Right on. I'm excited to have that something better for me. I'm excited to have a better job. I'm excited to have a better experience. I'm so happy that I get to do this. I'm so glad I'm letting go of something that's not working for me. I'm so happy that there's something good for me in the future, right? So that's how you kind of work with everything. And that's the mindset that'll get you the results and get you success in a way that feels good, not forced, not pushed, not frantic, not deprivation, because all of those things don't work. That keeps you on again, off again, on again, off again, off again. The more you fight with yourself, the more it's not going to work. And you fight with yourself when you're like, I want this, but you're telling yourself you can't because all the reasons why you can't. That's why you don't stick with it. In a way, you're like, I want this. And you're like, I'm here. Okay. What can I do to get myself there? Oh, this came up. Okay. So this is a reality in my life, which could be a job. Okay, this job's a reality in my life. Okay, what do I choose to do about it? Do I choose to keep the job? Am I going to keep the job right now? I'm going to look for another job. If I keep the job, okay, then how can I eat healthy now with this job? Because I can, because I have to, because I will, because there's no other option. You're not going to you can make freaking $100,000 a year and have a fantastic job and a fantastic house. But if you have no time to eat healthy, what's the point? What's the point? Sell the house. Sell the house and live in an apartment or something. And eat healthy. Your health, your life relies on your health. Everything relies on your health. So it's just, taking full responsibility for you. And of course, weight loss in this phase is complicated. It is because there's so much conflicting information. It is because certain healthy foods cause weight gain even in this midlife phase. And that's crazy. Bananas, oatmeal, to name a few. People are not eating enough of the right foods. Not eating enough of the right foods. Even if you think, okay, I'm eating healthy things during the day. My lunch had healthy things in it. I could look at your day of eating and go, yeah, but there's still not enough of what you really need. Even though what you're eating, be an example. Avocado and a piece of fish for lunch. Not that that's bad, honestly. And then for breakfast, you had oatmeal. So you had oatmeal for breakfast or a protein shake with just protein and milk. And then you had, let's say, avocado and a piece of fish or meat. And then for dinner, you didn't have a lot of time. So you came home and you had maybe rice cake with peanut butter or almond butter and maybe a boiled egg. None of those things are really bad, right? But they are not going to work towards weight loss. That's not what your body needs to be healthy. They're healthy foods. But eating like that during the day will not bring you a lot of health or weight loss, right? Because you're missing a ton of nutrients that your body actually needs. So it is very confusing. It is hard to go, well, I don't get it. I'm eating healthy. Yes, you are eating healthy foods, but you're not eating enough of certain foods. You're eating healthy foods, but yeah, you're missing out on all the vegetables and greens. You're just so missing out. And on other foods that are good lean protein sources. My phone's about to die. It's going to die. I'm going to have to get off. I don't have the cord. So I'm going to end it right here, you guys. Absolutely. Thank you for watching. I so appreciate you being here. You guys are amazing. If you are interested in any type of coaching, I do one-on-one, 1 session, 3 sessions, 6 sessions, whatever you want. I also have a 6-week group running right now, Midlife Reset, that you can probably still get into. We have 10 wonderful women in there. It's absolutely amazing. Reach out to me. Take care. Thank you for being here. And I hope I inspired you. I really do. Have an amazing night. Bye-bye.